Hi, my name is Juliana Ostwell, and my driving question for my senior project is, should a life skills course be required to graduate high school? The first topic that we're going to get into today is what exactly is life skills? The definition of life skills is a skill that's necessary or desirable for full participation in everyday life. There is no definite list of life skills because certain skills may be more or less relevant depending on your life circumstances, which could be culture, beliefs, age, etc. However, in 1999, the World Health Organization identified 6 key areas of life skills, which are communication and interpersonal skills, decision-making and problem-solving, creative and critical thinking, self-awareness and empathy, assertiveness, and resilience. Life skills are described as finding new ways of problem solving, and it helps build confidence in both cooperation and collaboration. What exactly does life skills consist of? Life skills mainly consist of effective communication skills, teamwork, conflict resolution, flexibility, leadership, problem solving, research, creativity, work ethic, and integrity. And over here to the right, we have the life skills that all teens should have before graduating, which should be budget and money, handling emergencies, analog skills, developing people skills, managing time, and running a household. The next topic that we're going to get into is if North Carolina requires it. And in fact, it does. North Carolina became the 20th state in the nation to require a financial literacy course in the year 2020-2021 school year for upcoming students. On June 27th, the State House voted 73-38 to pass a bill that would require students to take this financial literacy course. The next topic that we're going to get into is home economics. What exactly is home economics? Well, it is the definition or the domestic science or home science, which is a field of study that deals with relationships between individuals, families, communities, and the environment in which they live. It is offered internationally and across multiple educational levels. What does home economics include? In modern times, home economics teaches people of all genders important life skills such as cooking, sewing, and finances. With the stigma of the term home economics it has earned over the years, the courses now often refer to different terms such as family and consumer science. A statistic that I found throughout my research is in 2012, there were only 3.5 million students enrolled in FCS classes, secondary programs, which is a decrease of 30% over a decade. Alright, so this is a chart that I found throughout my research from Pittsburgh State University in 2014. This is the status of secondary, family, and consumer science programs. Up to the top right, it says 50% of states report a shortage of highly qualified FCS secondary teachers to be a concern. Now this chart of the US, the white represents that there is no data provided. The job outlook seems to be fair. The middle green, the job outlook is stable, and the dark green, which is current and future shortage, which means that these states do have these courses, but they will have shortages in the future. Over here it says 26% decrease in FCS teachers since 2003. And over here to the middle bottom, it says districts that are unable to hire qualified FCS teachers should decide to close the program or hire unqualified teachers to teach it. Down to the bottom right is the student enrollment by gender in these courses throughout middle school and high school. And in middle school females, it was 51%, and the males was 49%. In high school, the female was 64%, and the males were 36%. How has home economics changed into life skills? The reason that home economics has changed into life skills is because home economics went through a lot of social change in the past 100 years. The idea of the origination was a way to help women gain more opportunities. Another major reason why it has changed, because throughout the years, home economics itself came to where it was more feminine while men took shop classes. So while men and women were separated, this justified the traditional gender roles in a marriage. So changing the name wasn't a bad idea because it finally gave men and women a chance to learn about equality. The next topic that we're going to get into is what skills are current generations lacking. So this is the cause of this, and it says the main reason millennials and Gen Z are lacking skills is because school took out home economics in the late 1990s and early 2000s. And the effect of this was Gen Z grew up without any sort of social and emotional skills. Another reason behind this is because technology at the time was growing, and it's still becoming better and smarter throughout the years. So the social and emotional skills that they lack falls under a term which is emotional and intelligence quotient, and this covers soft skills. This is a quote that I found throughout my research by Tony Robbins, which says, "Setting goals is the first step into turning the invisible into the visible." Communications. Soft skills covers leadership, dependability, communication, and so much more. And over here to the right, we have a picture which is talking about what exactly are soft skills, and they are personal attributes needed for success on the job, which is time management, networking, teamwork, creative thinking, and conflict resolution. Proper etiquette is another skill that young adults seem to fall short of. So, without proper manners, the customs of society would soon disappear and we would act more like animals and less like people. Over here to the left is the different kinds of things that fall into etiquette, which is manners, networking, respect, eye contact, awareness, communication, kindness, and smile. Another skill that young adults also really lack short of is a strong work ethic, and they seem to have a struggle with this is because they don't have any motivation to get them going because technology is right at their hands. So it may be difficult for younger generations to work as a team because if they can't communicate and have good manners, then it's impossible to have a strong work ethic. The definition for the term teamwork is a teamwork group work in a classroom teaches students the fundamental skills associated with working as a collective unit toward a common goal. Educating students with this visual representation encourages them to take on bigger tasks and projects, and if you were taught at a young age, this will help you throughout life. Another skill is short-term goals, and the meaning of a short-term goal is something you do in the near future. And executing these short-term goals can encourage one's motivations to extend their short daily tasks into long-term dreams. Long-term goals. A long-term goal is something you want to do further in the future, and this requires time, planning, and also requires motivation. And many young adults lack from short and long-term goals because they have not found strategies to help them. Over here we have a Venn diagram of short-term and long-term, and short-term it's a shorter term timeline, and may not require progress review to stay on target. And long term is you have to review regularly. You set smaller and periodic goals, so the more you set these periodic goals and you accomplish them, then you feel more motivated to get to the end goal, and may require reevaluation. Why is it necessary? Why is it necessary? It helps students build confidence, and it also helps them foster new ways of thinking and problem solving. This encourages students to take on responsibility and encourage collaboration and cooperation. And this also exemplifies the characteristics of tendency and diligence. Over here we have a chart, and it's a bar graph, and it says changes in average scores in life skills. The blue bar represents average score before the course, and the red bar represents the average score after the course. And you can just see how no matter where the blue is, the red is always increasing. It has been increased throughout the graph. And the current life skills curriculum we have has many different general needs, and the term general needs, or what goes into general needs, is self-control, perspective taking, making connections, and taking on challenges. My conclusion. So as it was stated in the beginning of this presentation, is my driving question, and my driving question is, should a life skills course be required to graduate high school? In my opinion, yes, because it helps young students and young adults be prepared for life. The definite answer is more and more states, including North Carolina, have made it to where it is going to be required. So yes, the more states that figure this out, the more of a better answer and a better outcome that it's going to be. And this is my works cited. And for my product. For my product, I have created a bulletin board that discusses what skills seniors should take on after they graduate high school. The yellow represents human development, and the definition of human development is the process of enlarging people's freedoms and opportunities and improving their well-being. The blue represents personal finance, which is the financial management in which an individual or family unit performs to budget, save, spend monetary resources over time. And the pink represents food, which I added food in because young adults need to have proper nutrition in their lives. The red represents safety. And under safety, there is a term called situational awareness, and it means the perception of an environmental elements and events with respect to time or space, the compensation of their meaning, and the protection of their future status. And the orange represents proper etiquette in the workplace, and I added this in because not everybody is going to college, and a lot of kids are going into the workforce after high school, and I just feel like this was really necessary for this to be added into my senior project, and that is my senior project.